All right, we're here as the Lost Rider podcast. Good morning and welcome to the second half of this week's news from the camp house. I'll tell you what, we're in Great Falls, Montana this morning. We're at the C.M. Russell, the Charlie Russell Museum. We're here with the executive director, Mr. Duane Braaten, and just talking about all the special stuff about this. Charlie Russell was the premier Western artist that we always think about. I think, most of my cowboy buddies have a Charlie Russell print somewhere. Now, you know what I have? I've got a letter from Charlie Russell to Will James. I am so proud of that. Will James was another artist, cowboy artist, also an author. And what we were just talking about at the last half there, into the first half, was that how these guys always found each other, that there were writers, there were other photographers, and they seemed to find each other out here.
They sure did. That's a great example with Will James. And as far as a Renaissance man like Charlie Russell that could do it all between drawings, paintings, and then books and of stories that people, gobbled up as soon as they came off the printer. Charlie Russell, he connected with those artists out here in Montana, but he connected with the artists out in New York City. He eventually, towards the end of his life in the 1920s, he connected with some of the Hollywood producers and that were creating the Westerns as the movies were starting to come out. So all those creatives were really connecting in wherever the location. But for Montana and such a low population, all those really inspired people were finding one another.
All right, that's something that I was kind of curious about. Did his artwork catch on immediately in the East, or did that take a while?
We have one person to thank for Charlie Russell really become a nationwide success and celebrity. And that was when he met and married his wife, Nancy Cooper. Was that ever a match made in heaven. They met in a small community just 20 miles south of Great Falls here. Met through a family friend, and Charlie met and married Nancy, and his career really accelerated, really skyrocketed from that. That was right around the turn of the century, so 1900. And she's the one that said, we need to move to the big city of Great Falls, Montana. We need to move to the street in that city where anyone who's anyone lives, out here on 4th Avenue North. Okay. And that's right where the Russell home and original log cabin studio still stand today. And it's Nancy Russell that took Charlie out to New York City, took him over across the Atlantic, showings over in London, and really became a nationwide celebrity.
All right, and the paintings caught on. I mean, that was the deal. People didn't think they were strange. People didn't think this is unusual, or they looked at it and they accepted it, and it all caught.
No, they absolutely caught on. And, in a lot of ways, it was because of Charlie's early days as an illustrator for the different magazines of the day, Scribner's and all of those that were getting the Wild West stories out to the whole country. Mm-hmm. Charlie became a household name because of his illustrations for those magazines. Okay. And then they started seeking out his artwork, and the masterpieces followed.
That's the deal. So he already had a published name in mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an overnight success. It was really a long and deliberate set of hard work, career of hard work to get out there. And the thing that really made Charlie Russell stand out is he walked the walk. He really, lived that life, and anything he did was as authentic as it could be. From the accoutrements on the Native American figures to, just the right details in landscapes, and people knew that Charlie was showing it right. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's you can imagine. Okay, I just was in the Bob for about a week, and living in the wilderness for about a week, you don't screw up. You do everything deliberately, and you kind of have a way of doing things. You don't do things wrong. You do things right, and everything turns out all right. And I can only imagine in the 1880s to 1920, living in a cow camp or in the mountains or any place, that you have to have that kind of attitude to survive. And that comes out in the paintings. I mean, you can look at the people. These are tough, hard people that don't screw up.
You don't screw up, but I tell you, Charlie Russell felt more comfortable in those kind of situations than when he had to put the tuxedo on for the ballroom affair that out on the East Coast. That he did that if Nancy told him to do it, but he was very reluctantly.
All right. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's talk a little bit about one of my favorite things. It has become one of my favorite things to do now. Is like I said, the Russell auction is up here in March, right? And there's, of course, you've got these other Western art meccas of Santa Fe, Santa Fe, Jackson Hole, Scottsdale, Briscoe and San Antonio, and others. Dallas, there's a good one in Dallas. You got all these, but this is the real one. This is the number one deal here. When you come to the Russell auction, everybody else comes here. All of them. The collectors, the museums, and the art lovers. And then you got some little guy like me sneaking in here trying to pilfer something, And I've been lucky. I have picked up, like I was telling you, I picked up that letter from Russell to Will James. But describe that scene to my listeners. It's at the Heritage Inn, and it's more damn fun than I can almost stand.
Oh, you said it so very well. That's an event that we're so proud of here at the Russells. So imagine this. It was the late 60s, 58 years ago. Some folks here in Great Falls said, let's have a Western art auction to support the C.M. Russell Museum. This museum was first founded in the mid-50s, 1953, but they were talking about their first building expansion. And they said, let's have a Western art auction fundraiser. And they did it. It was a success. And from that year to this, 58 years, there's been a Western art auction to benefit the C.M. Russell Museum. Right around that same March weekend where Charlie Russell's March 19th is his birthday. So it's a big celebration. And just like Charlie would approve, a very authentic Western experience.
Oh, it is. All right. Now, there's more going on than just the Russell auction. There's how many other ones going on at the same time?
You're right. We tell people to have their running shoes on. Just the museum's events have 2 nights of live auction, an art and action event, educational symposium, things like that. There's other art auctions going around here in Great Falls that we coordinate closely with. There's artists. One of the greatest things about the weekend is the contemporary artists all flock to town, and several hotels actually gut the rooms and the artists turn them into makeshift galleries for that weekend. So it's a special weekend to be able to see hundreds of Western art enthusiasts and the artists still creating it today.
Yes, it's the big deal is at the Heritage Inn.
That's correct. So the museum events are at the Heritage Inn, and it's standing room only. We sell out every single year, and people make sure. One of my favorite things is as people are leaving the venue the night of the auction, they're already asking what the date is for next year, so they can reserve their rooms and they can make their travel arrangements. So. Yeah, that says a lot right there.
Oh, it is. It is. Okay, and I'll give my listeners some perspective. This year, I think okay, you said it's about, let me clear it up. You said something about art action, and that was a little quick. Explain to them what that is.
Yeah, one of our very fan favorite events is called Art in Action, and it's a traditional quick draw where the artists have 2 hours to create a piece right in front of your eyes, and then those pieces are sold. So it enables the audience to really connect with the artists, and that's where the magic happens, is to be able to connect like that. Not only professionally, maybe it's a piece that you really want to have hanging on your walls, but hey, wouldn't it be even better to have a great story to go along with it?
Sure.
That you saw that piece being created.
And the part of the deal is too, I've been to it twice. I've only been to it twice. I'm gonna go some more. But you can't help it. I've been to it twice, and now I've got artists that are buddies,
Oh yeah. That's what. Careful if you come once, because then you're going to be hooked. And again, you'll put it on the calendar every year. You really do make a lot of connections, and that's what's so special about it, is it does serve as a homecoming of sorts, that people that love Charlie Russell and love Western art, it's fun to be around together and feed each other's addiction.
Yeah. Okay, all right. We're out of time this morning, but Duane, I sure appreciate you talking to all my listeners.
Oh, that was fun. I appreciated that.
All right, folks. Now look, when you come to Montana, this is one of your stops right here, the C.M. Russell Museum. You go out, you enjoy the mountains, you go enjoy the parks, you go enjoy everything around Montana there is to enjoy. But you come to the C.M. Russell Museum, and you see how it's depicted, how it was from 1880 to 1920, and how artists are historians, how they depict history and give us all an insight into how history actually was preserved. So, Duane, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks. This weekend's edition was also brought to us by the Shaw's Bend Social Club, country club for folks who don't have a country club. Now, you go out, you have fun, you have a safe weekend, and y'all just remember, pretty much any day is sure a good day to be in the woods.